Guys, everybody, please give a very big round of applause. We have a great treat. We have coming next up to the stage is GEEZER. Here he is. He's burning his 5 minutes coming up.
You know, they call these the golden years. I call them the golden tears. I don't know if any of y'all ever had your prostrate removed, but I recently had my whole prostrate removed. And there's two things they don't tell you when you have your prostrate removed. Number one, you're going to have incontinence for the rest of your life. So now my cat's following me around because I'm marking his territory. Also, speaking of my cat, he weighs 35 pounds. Every time I put him on Facebook, now all of a sudden I got 15 Oriental women trying to friend me. I had to put my cat in witness protection program. You know, the other thing they don't tell you is that you're going to have erectile dysfunction. So my doctor put me on Cialis and Viagra, and he said, that's going to help you out. Tried it for 3 months. Only thing that got hard were my arteries. So the next time I went to see him, I said, Doc, do me a favor. Take me off the Cialis and the Viagra and put me on Prevagen. He said, what for? I said, that way I can remember the last time I had sex. I tell you, I joined this oldfarts.com, you know, to meet some women. So the first time they set me up with this Indian woman, and she didn't speak very good English, but I went in there and, you know, I was taught to take her hat off in a restaurant. So she looks at me and she goes, do you have herpes? I said, no, I've never had herpes. I've never had gonorrhea. I've never had crabs. I've never had any communicable disease. What about you? My herpes is natural. I hauled ass. So the next time they set me up with a French woman, and you know, most French women are beautiful. I go there, she was ugly. I mean, really, really ugly. So she also didn't speak a whole lot of really no English at all. So anyway, the waitress came to the table and she said, she wants to know if you speak any French. And I looked at her and I said, squirtsy, squirtsy, arrivederci. Never saw her again either. You know, I don't know anything about technology, so my son said he was trying to teach me these acronyms. And he said, Dad, he said, my best friend, he sent me a text message, and he said, my best friend just died today. So I texted him back, LOL. He said, Dad, what's so funny? I said, lots of love, man. I guess that wasn't what it meant. Then I had my boss. He says, do me a favor, Geezer. He said, I need this file within an hour. Now, I want you to copy and paste it and get it to me in an hour. I didn't know what the hell copy and paste meant. So I go to my computer. An hour later, he calls back and says, we got to have a Zoom meeting. I'm about to Zoom you. Well, he couldn't see me because I used a whole bottle of Elmer's glue and sticky notes. Couldn't even see the screen. I tell you, I'm a talent agent by nature. This is the first time I've ever been on stage. You can probably tell, but for comedy. But anyway, this is a true story. The first ever job I had was called Beach Bums. It filmed down in Miami. It was Matthew McConaughey, Snoop Dogg, Martin Lawrence. Anyway, I got this tape request for this girl rep in North Carolina. Her name was Angel, and she had more Southern accent than I did. Well, her only scene was going to be with Matthew McConaughey in a bathroom stall having sex. And she had one line, give it to me. So anyway, it's only 5 minutes for her tape's due to be uploaded. And I call her and I said, Angel, how come you haven't uploaded your tape yet? And she goes, well, isn't he married? And I said, isn't who married? She said, Matthew McConaughey. Ain't he married? I said, I don't know, but what difference does it make? She goes, well, you know, there's a lot of diseases going around right now, and I guess if he's wearing a condom, it'll be okay. So I never spoke to her again. Forget it. Just forget. You're not going to be in this movie. Anyway, the other thing that really amazes me is that You know, people nowadays, they think when you get older that everything's going to get a lot better. And I've just in the last few years, I've had 2 knee replacements. When you're going to get your knees replaced, first of all, if they have to mark your knees to make sure they get the right knee. So the nurse comes in, I guess she wanted to make things light on me. She says, which knee we replacing today? The right knee, the left knee, or the wee knee? I said, well, let's make sure we get it right. You know? But anyway, now the last thing, Dan, with this is that I hope when we all get to heaven, we don't need a username and password, or by God, I'm going straight to hell. All right.
Man, that old geezer's got better drip than anyone who's come up on stage. I had to up my fashion game. Warm welcome to our next comedian.